So you are going to get a solo cup, and there are two different kinds. This is the 16 ounce, and you see it's a little shorter than this one and a little fatter. It is going to melt faster than this one. Don't ask me why, but they make the taller ones thicker. So you're going to take permanent markers and make a design on your cup. It should not have any pictures or words except for your name on the bottom. In order to melt these and make them look more like glass, we are going to use this heat gun, and a grown-up will help you. Now, this gets really hot. You can melt things with it. You can burn stuff with this, so you have to be careful when you're using this and when you're touching this because it cools off pretty quickly, but you could burn yourself. So you can choose if you want to leave the rim on like this, and then your cup will end up with a round, more uniform top, or you can cut it. So I'm going to cut the top off of this one. The hardest part is getting through this part. Oh, and look, I sliced it clear down. So you have to be careful not to do that. Oops. I've never actually done that. I'm just going to cut a wavy line around the top. And after you get the rim off, you can always go back and fix it a little bit if it isn't what you want. So there I have a wavy top. And since I'm just going to leave that little slice on the side and see what happens. I'm going to leave this one with the rim on it so you can see what it looks like. Let me show you the difference in the melting. Let me turn my heat gun on. The heat gun will be hotter after a little while, so it'll melt things faster. But here, if you put the heat gun right down in the middle, it's going to melt the bottom like this really fast. So it's good to start on the outside. And see, do you see how fast this one is melting? Oh my goodness. It's like magic. I just love melting these. And then I'm going to go along the top a little bit here, too, to really melt the sides down. You know? I think that's enough. I like it. There's that one. Now this one's going to take some more melting, but you can get different effects with this type of plastic than you can with the other one. See how I made kind of a circle around it? I'm going to melt some of the bottom here too. One. And I want the top a little wiggly. It's really fun, actually, to play with this. One way you can do this at home is you can ask your mom or dad to turn the oven on kind of low, like 250, and you just put one of these on a piece of foil, and it'll melt in the oven. It's really fun to watch. So here's the difference between these two. This one melts a little slower. This guy right here, he's got the rim on him. And I'm going to try to melt the rim. Let's see how, if the rim's melting a little bit, if you point it right at the rim, but mostly the rest of it melts. So you can get the rim a little wiggly, but it's always going to be more open than that. If you melt it too much, it'll start to turn white, and that means the plastic has melted all it's going to melt. If you keep melting it after that, it can melt a hole in your plastic. So be aware of that when you're telling the grown-up, no, I want it melted more. It can melt right through it.